Hello, Facebook. We're back again. Um, Hello, Kenneth. Yes, Sean. Today's topic is on. Um, Today's topic is basically going to be on church hurt, and we have Pastor Walker, and then we have my husband Lee Gully. Here he go, y'all. Y'all know how he is. It's working. Probably because of the thingy, I guess. I don't know. Hey, I'm at home. YouTube, we're going to get started here in a little while. We're waiting for you to go ahead and log in. Crystal, hey. Okay, like you said, today we were going to talk about church hurt. A lot of people don't believe that church hurt is as bad as
church hurt is worse than what people think it is. It's worse than what people think it usually is. Uh, a very special family, a very special body of people. Um, you wouldn't expect the kind of people to succumb to the kind of hurt that can be or damage that can be done when they're in that kind of a setting, because most of the time your church family than your natural family.
That's true. That's true. Um, you know, and church hurt is people in leadership. Whether it is sexual assault, molestation, or just, and a lot of times we say, well, what happens in my house stays in this house, and so it kind of carries that on into the church body under the rug and ignore it and like it's not there. The point I want to make, own point of views in the church, you shouldn't look to your pastor or any of the leaders in the church to try and make your mind up about something, which is the reason why the Bible says I get something very fierce. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which
control your purse strings. Yeah. Nikki said, I believe you hear.
Hold on. Hey, KP. I believe you hear the church more now than back then because leaders and didn't have motives and agendas. That's right. That's right. And the very few, the very few people that did try to, that did have motives, you really didn't, you know, you didn't see it come up, you didn't see it come up. And what is it? It's called one of them.
I think
It'll come.
so.
Let's see, KP.
Yes, KP said hey.
Kevin Peacock. Tyler. But speaking right, you didn't hear of it as much, Mickey. You didn't hear of it as much back then as
Hey,
you do
Monique.
now. Back then there was uh
Hello, Robert.
back then we were actually truly putting up on businesses. Trying to make this I'm trying not I'm not gonna say names, we're not gonna do that. But we didn't hear of it as much. That are doing the dirt back that were doing the dirt back then, weren't as right.
I think back then they had more fear of God.
Right, they did. That's what my sister was saying. They do. They were. God back then. Now it's almost the quote unquote norm for scandals to come out in the church now. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Why you say that?
Hello, how are you?
Because
It's everywhere.
it is.
And again, it's because there's no fear. People have gotten to the point where they don't hear about the separation of church and state. There's no separation.
Oh, no, ain't no separation.
There's no separation of what people will or won't do for fear of God because they have no fear. Therefore, the same things that they do in the street, they do in the church. A good example is a way women come dressed in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Church mothers used to make sure that when a woman walked into church, if she wasn't dressed appropriately, that she was told you either have to go home with your clothes or come back when you're more presentable. Now you may go in some churches and the church mothers look like the young women that've been in the club.
That's true.
They just don't care anymore. There's no standard.
Right, because you get stopped now from telling people.
Mm-hmm. You can't do it.
Yeah, because most church mothers that like our grandmother.
Crystal said, "Amen." I agree.
Like my grandmother, now she both, she will get you together real quick. But nowadays, I do see that most of the church
Charles
mothers.
said, "I'm good." Tell him in Oklahoma City.
Okay. I'll read those comments later. Um, but nowadays the mothers of the churches have been muzzled. Yes, muzzled because that's what they want to see is for them to come in and dress like that, and that's what they want to see is for them to be sitting across the front row, and it's okay now. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. They think it's okay now, and like you said, the mothers of the church have been muzzled.
There's no respect in the church at all.
No, there's no respect at all. There's no respect in
Anything
the
is
church at all.
said, anything is done. People sit in service and play with their phones and laugh and talk and giggle. Some play games on their phones. It's just they forgot what the Church of God, what the church, especially the sanctuary,
Mm-hmm.
they forgot that's where God resides. And if they haven't forgot, they just don't care.
I agree with
Places They have foundation undergarments for a reason. Women don't even use them anymore. You hear people talking about they use Spanx, but they use that for a special occasion. But anybody that's going in the church and they shaking in the behind like they a bowl of jello, there's nothing respectful about that. They're doing that to attract attention. Well, what you going in the church dressed like that for? What kind of attention are you trying to attract?
Another subject, but it's easy access. I'm gonna tell you.
Mickey said it's not all about wearing long dresses.
No,
it's not.
It's not about it.
She said it's not about wearing long dresses, but neither do you come in looking like off the street. People take that as you are out of contact.
You know, and bringing that back to um, the topic, church. They get mad. That's the reason why most of the mothers, the preachers have almost muzzled most of the mothers, because people are saying, "Oh, well, that hurt my feelings." Well, you know, everybody's feelings nowadays. Don't that hurt my feelings? Because you can say what you want to say about me. The old probably would act that, but the new we need to have our own mind, because the leaders are human just like we are. Most leaders are, well, we are leaders, but you know, the leaders are human and they make everybody else, you know. But I just, why do you think most leaders actually, I don't know how to put this question. Why do you hurt that?
Well, let's go back to the statement you just made. People in the church are human. People are human.
Mm-hmm.
And in the church, you tend to put people up on a pedestal. Because I've done it. And when you put people up on a pedestal, there you find out Sister Susie sleeping with Deacon Joe.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you say is, "Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do," but you forgot that they're human as well. And who are you following? Are you in the church to be a part of a clique? Are you in the church because somebody in your family went to that church? Or are you in that church because you're trying to find God?
Mickey said trust in men and not in God.
That's right.
Crystal said, "Amen. I love y'all. Got to change my phone. This getting good."
You know, it is true. That is true. That is true. And you know, when we
Hey, Derek.
there was a
Spiritual daughter.
their heart. That's correct.
I hate when we do that.
God is what I'm looking for. Yes, Carolyn, God is what you're supposed to be looking for in the church, but most people look at their pastors as God, which is the problem.
Definitely. And they're the main ones we put on the pedestal, and they're the main ones that destroy.
They call a good member when you were quiet, when you didn't question anything. But since you question something and you have questions,
That God will talk to them and they reveal something to them that they may go back to somebody in the church, say the pastor or the deacon or a trustee, and say, you know, this is what I heard. And the first thing they'll hear is, "Oh, you didn't hear that," because they're so afraid that somebody else may be learning something that they're not, or show them up or make them look bad. But in your own personal relationship with God, if God is what you're really seeking, when He's talking to you and you know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that what He has given you, He has, that's something nobody can take away from you. It's a control issue.
yeah,
It's a control issue. As long as I can keep you where I want you, then I have control. And I don't have to worry about you bucking the establishment, as they say, or asking questions, or if you see something that's being done that's not right, I don't have to worry about you coming to me later on and asking me, did you really mean to say this? Or any questions. Whenever you have leaders in any
that's a good one.
situation, even in your employment, whenever you have someone that's questioning, or as people say, bucking the establishment, they don't like that. They don't want to be challenged.
No, that's
Because if you get one, if you get one person that's enlightened, learn something, and they pass it on, then before you know it, you got to revolt. That's how churches split.
Yeah.
You got one part of the church said this is let's